So we've created this text input component and we registered it down here in the create app part where we're declaring our view model. So let's try it out. So back up here in the div ID app, and as always, what we do has to be inside of this. Let's try it out. And what we'll do is create a form element first, and we'll just hard code this. Form class equals, and I'm going to put needs validation, and you'll see why in a minute. Needs validation. And then I'll put no validate here. I don't want to use the built-in browser validation. And we'll do a simple user registration form. So I want to put a text input here. And the first thing I want is first name. And all I have to do now that I have this component registered is say text-input and give it some attributes. And I'm going to give it, for example, the label. Try that again. Label equals first name. And I'll also give it, say, type. And this is just a text input, so I'll use text. And I give it a name. And I'll call it first-name. Okay? So I have my live view running. Let's go see what it looks like in the web browser. And there I have my first name. Now I should have some spacing here, but I don't care about that right now. Let's go back and add another one. So I'll duplicate this, and I'll put last name. That's the label. Type is still text, and this one will be called last name. And now when I go back, I have first name and last name. Let's just put a little bit form class equals, say, margin top 5. We'll put some space in there. Now I want their email address. So this time, I'll change the label to email. And the type will be email. And the name will be, not surprisingly, email. So now I should be able to go back and have 3 inputs. Now if I inspect this one, for example, if I inspect this, you can see that the input class is form control. That's built right into the template. Type is set to email as it should be, and name is equal to email. But this one that had the type of text has input class equals form control, type equals text. So that's a really easy way to have a reusable component. Now obviously, when you have a form like this, chances are you want to have some validation as well. And that's why I put the class needs validation here and added no validate here. And in the next lecture, we'll begin to explore the life cycle of a Vue application, and we'll add some client-side JavaScript validation. And we'll just use Bootstrap's validation because it's really easy to implement and we can do it very quickly. So we'll get started on that in the next lecture.